In a world where everyone strives to find a job that not only pays the bills, but also brings real joy, I want to tell you a truth that might surprise you. At first glance, it might seem like if a job doesn't bring happiness or passion, it's definitely not for you. But what if I told you that a boring job at an ordinary company could actually be much better than your dream job at a cool and prestigious industry? Sounds absurd, right? But it's not. Let me explain why. When we think about the job we would like to get, almost all of us imagine something exciting. For instance, becoming a video game developer, working in the fashion industry, or traveling the world as a blogger or journalist. These industries seem glamorous, exciting, and full of opportunities. But let's take a look at them from a different angle. What is hidden behind the glossy surface? In industries that seem to attract millions of people worldwide, there are often problems that we're not told about in promotional materials or career fairs. For example, working in the video game or fashion industry isn't just about creativity and style. It involves long working hours, constant stress, and tight deadlines. It's often about dealing with frustration and the relentless grind, not the glamour you expect. When we look at prestigious professions like lawyers, doctors, or high-level corporate managers, we often think these people live at the top of the social ladder. They get paid handsomely and are highly respected by society. But if you peek behind the curtain, you might find a different reality. Law school and medical programs take years of grueling study, leaving students with little time for their personal lives. They go through stressful exams and competitions to end up working 60 to 80 hours a week with piles of paperwork and pressure from clients or superiors. Yes, they earn a high salary, but what's the price of that salary? Years of stress, sleepless nights, and mental health struggles. These professions aren't necessarily fulfilling, especially if your motivations are not about helping people or creating something great, but about money and status. People often go into these professions for respect, not because they love what they do. One reason why a dream job might not be as dreamy as it seems at first is that, like any job, it requires effort. Imagine working at a video game company and your day isn't filled with creative world building, but rather with repetitive bug testing or fixing code errors. Or think about attending fashion shows only to realize that most of your time is spent sitting behind a computer handling logistics and planning events. Even if the job seems to match your interests, the pressure to meet deadlines, work overtime, and the risk of burnout can quickly spoil the experience. Dream jobs often come with unexpected downsides, making you question whether you'd still want to be doing it if it were your 9 to 5. Now let's talk about boring jobs. It might seem like working at a bank, factory, or a regular office company is the last thing a modern person would want to do, but you know what? These jobs might actually be much more stable, enjoyable, and even profitable than those in the cool industries. Boring jobs often offer much greater financial stability. And the best part, they offer a better quality of life. Why is that? Because in these companies, there's less stress and fewer expectations. You don't have to work 12-hour days, and you don't constantly worry that everything could fall apart. These jobs allow you to focus on personal development, health, and family, instead of endlessly solving corporate problems. When it comes to money, boring jobs often outperform those that seem super exciting. Employees in boring, stable roles can earn a steady salary, plus generous bonuses, overtime pay, and stock options, compared to those working in industries where competition is fierce. Imagine working as a marketing specialist in a large corporation or as an IT expert in the financial sector. These companies are willing to pay good money for reliable work that produces tangible results and offer substantial bonuses for meeting goals. Meanwhile, employees in more creative or cool industries often earn less despite their high skill levels because there's so much competition. In contrast, boring companies don't have these issues. They have the money and they're ready to pay you for your work. The biggest problem with working in high-pressure, exciting industries is stress. When work becomes your only source of meaning and satisfaction, it can quickly lead to burnout. The pressure to constantly perform better, faster, and more innovatively can take its toll. But in boring, stable jobs, there's usually less of that stress. Tasks are clear, employees aren't expected to go above and beyond all the time, and this leads to a more manageable work-life balance. Another huge benefit of boring companies is that they often offer the chance to work with experienced and rational managers. Managers who have been with the company for a long time understand the ins and outs of the job, and they're usually willing to make compromises when necessary. In exciting industries, managers are often inexperienced, figuring things out as they go along. This can create unnecessary stress and conflicts at work. I hope you now see that your dream job may not be as great as it seems. The allure of glamorous industries might quickly fade when you face the harsh realities of long hours, high expectations, and burnout. On the other hand, a stable, boring job can offer a much more pleasant and financially rewarding alternative. In the end, to live a full life, you don't need to do something you're passionate about 24/7. You just need to be able to separate your personal interests from your work. And if you're still unsure about whether to go after your dream job, maybe it's worth stopping and thinking. Isn't a boring job actually the one that will give you long-term stability and happiness?